We live? Okay, the mic works. We live. Hello. And welcome to another TheSoulman stream. To the early gang. Let me get the posts out of the way. First on Discord. Then Twitter. Then Blue Sky. And then bada bing, we are done. I think. I'm back. I'm back from a long holiday break. And you may have noticed I have the camera a bit upward, mostly because there are some gifts around that I have to keep hidden a certain way. So that's sort of why the camera looks like this right now. I don't have like a way of like squishing it to be like around me only, like not showing like the background and stuff like that. But yeah. Yeah. Let me get some of this stuff fixed on the second monitor. But I wanted to talk about the Game Awards, because in case anyone hasn't seen my recap video, I said I would be making like a wish list for the Game Awards and all that. And try and make something out of it, you know? Because I am going to be watching it live. To the best of my ability, as I can. And, yeah. Okay, I think everything's fixed up in the second monitor. It's just the camera, though. Like, trying to configure everything and all that can be a little bit of a pain. But right now, it's sort of like this until I have a proper way of, you know, keeping stuff around. Keeping them somewhat concealed. Also, don't mind the box of sneakers. Those are mine. Like, some of that is my stuff. Like, I got new shoes today. Or yesterday. These are the new shoes I got. I got Skechers. I had Adidas, but they were getting way too old for me. And I needed to get new ones. So I got like a good size 11s, which is very nice. But yeah, some of the stuff in the background is my stuff, some of it is Christmas stuff. It's kind of mixed up. Disorganized. But regardless, I want to do the little thing that I wanted to do. Or maybe switch it over to here. Maybe if I bring it closer. Like maybe over here? Oh, that shows the second monitor a bit too much. How about this angle? At least you can see my coat hanger. You can't see the background stuff that well, but it only shows like my box of sneakers, so it should be fine. I'm gonna move the chat as well. Just to, I get everything wonky. I will fix it, though, once I have a proper way of, like, you know, saying stuff around, or maybe I can put it downward. Ooh. The thing is, it's because of the lamp. No. Hey, Cheesy. Oh, also you changed your username. Yeah, you're no longer wicked, you're pure. But no, the camera didn't fail, I'm just reorganizing it properly so no one can see the Christmas present stuff. Maybe here?
You got a piano?
No, I'm just playing music in the background so it isn't completely quiet.
In the room, I mean.
Oh, in the room? No. Man, this is difficult.
That chromer looks very like a piano.
It kind of does. Like, this is how it normally is on this side. But I'm trying to, like...
Corner, not chromer.
Yeah. Maybe this way, actually. Yeah, maybe this side. Let me fix... Ah, goddammit. The camera froze. Yeah, this might actually be good. Let me, refix it. There we go. Yeah, this might be pretty good. At least for now. Because I wanted to put it, like, in a nice angle. But this is now on my second monitor.
There is nothing I can think of for Mokuba's redeem.
Mokuba's redeem. Maybe he can redeem himself by appearing in the chat. But now that I got this camera thing all fixed up and not showing the stuff in the background. Yeah, that could be. Now that I got that all set up, let me switch over to here. Because, yeah, I want to try and make, like, a good list of this for December 11th. That's the day when the Game Awards appears, or hits live. But I made, like, a small little list. Alright. Anyway. Yeah. I don't, like... I know there has been some stuff that some developers or even the officials at the Game Awards would tease, but from... You're really milking this TTS with everything, aren't you? Like, you do, like, random symbols, you do... It's okay. It's alright, Cheesy, but... Yeah, you are definitely using it to its maximum. Which is kind of curious for me, because I don't really know, like, the limitations of the TTS myself for the chat, but... Regardless, though, back to what I was saying. I think I lost my train of thought. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyway. Potential announced new games. Like, okay, now that... Wow, I was in red for a moment. I saw it on the second monitor. Might be the TTS. But as I was saying, okay, I think I recovered my train of thought. As I was saying, there's a lot of devs and even the officials at the Game Awards that sometimes tease new games days or a week before the Game Awards. But for myself, there's not a whole lot that I'm anticipating for, because a lot of like the AAA games can sometimes be very disappointing or not really interesting at times. Like sometimes they feel like a little bloated with their own budgets at times, and
Wisdom.
others it's sort of like not fun to play. Like if it sometimes feels like you're playing more of a movie than you are a game at times. That's usually what I see with some of the AAA games. And yeah, Wisdom. Like, it feels sort of like that, so some of the games that I might list down here are ones that I would probably play, or stuff that I would genuinely be hyped for. And one of those games is a Soul Calibur collection. I couldn't even finish Silk Song. You expect me to finish Hollow Knight? I think those two games are good, though. It's just right now it's sort of like, not of interest currently. Unfortunately.
How far did you get in Silk Song?
How far did I get? Man, you were really ADHDing me. Damn, it's been a long while. Silk. Yeah. I had 21 hours and Keen Hunter, Last Judge. I made it past okay, yeah, I remember. I was like by the second act, I think, after finishing the first act. Like, I think that's where I was. But I sort of stopped around... Yeah, I remember now. I sort of stopped around, like, a certain escort quest or whatever. But it was just mostly because the game wasn't feeling fun to play at that point.
That you were in the underworks.
Probably. Probably. But yeah. I do think the game is good. It's just very tedious and bloated with, like, its own content. Like, sometimes it can feel, like, widespread. Like, I probably would compare it to, like, Dark Souls 2 from the way that I've heard about that game. Because a lot of people have praised the first game, but the second game was supposed to be, like, the sequel, but it had more and more bloated stuff to it. I do need to play Dark Souls when I get to the new place and try those games out, but I feel like Silk Song is comparable to that, like in an indie sense, but yeah. I need to focus on on the wish list. Like, Alright. Focus on this and talk about this right now.
No matter how hard Silk Song or Hollow Knight is, I will finish it.
Alright, Cheesy. I hope you do. But back to the wish list. Soul Calibur Collection. This is one thing that I've wanted for a long time. Because I've shown it from, like, my favorite games stream of, like, the list of all the games that I've played over the years, as well as my childhood. And Soul Calibur and Tekken have, like, a very close spot in my heart. They're some of my favorite fighting games, especially Soul Calibur. But with how it died out from Soul Calibur 6, I want there to be, like, a collection of, like, Soul Edge, Soul Calibur 1, Soul Calibur 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't think 5 is... I don't think 5 is on Steam. I could be wrong, but a collection of all 5 of those or 6 actually. All 6 of those games in a bundle for console or PC, or both, ported very well, I think would be very nice, and I would genuinely play it, like on stream, because I've had this idea since returning to stream of doing like a Yoshimitsu Legacy, kind of like marathon. Because Yoshimitsu is my favorite character, and I consider him my personal GOAT within those 2 fighting games. And I want to play them all in order, but it would have to either be me emulating those older games or hoping they add a collection of sorts. And I would probably have to plus Tekken collection. Fuck, I spelled it. No. I'll just do that. But yeah. A Tekken collection would also be very nice. What? The fuck? Alright. I don't know why it's acting like this, but alright. A Tekken collection would also be nice because the only games that I remember on Steam are Tekken 6, or no, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 maybe? Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. All the other previous Tekkens are within the past of like the PlayStation 2, 1, and 3. So a lot of them are exclusive to like PlayStation console. Which if I get if I spend my Christmas money or birthday money this year on a new PlayStation, I could probably potentially play those games within that. But either way, I would still want there to be some kind of collection of the older games in some manner. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, all in one package. Like, it can be separate, but all within, like, a similar platform. That it would just make it easier for accessibility, but also preservation for those games. And I'm willing to make a bet of this because I don't think this will ever happen. Like, even Harada himself has said that a Tekken collection is very unlikely. But I'm willing to make a bet of it. Maybe 5 subs. 5 tier 1s. Hold on. 5 tier 1 subs. I don't know why it erases that. That's weird. Also, let me put this upward a bit. Is that good? There. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. I'll put tier 1 subs, 5 of them, in this bet. Why is it erase? What the fuck is going on? Why is it erasing this? Damn, Microsoft doesn't know how to make a notepad. But yeah, I'll bet 5 tier 1 subs on it. If they announce it. A Soul Calibur collection. I'll even double it. Like... double sub bet if both are announced. There. If they announce both of these in the same Game Awards, then I'll double it to 10 tier 1 subs to give to the chat. Because I do want there to be a collection for either of the 2 games. Both would be nice. Both would be very nice, but I want there to be some kind of preservation because Soul Calibur is It's a very good series. Like, it's a very good game in its own right. Especially 2 and 3. Which I really want there to be some kind of PC port in some manner. I hope. But it's either that or I get a PlayStation 5 and perhaps download it. But the third option would be torrenting, or Fightcade, or whatever it's called, from what I've heard. I don't know what... Like, it would have to be from another means, but I don't really want to do that. Like, I'd rather be safe. And maybe play it on PlayStation, who knows? Who knows? But yeah. This is going to be my first for the, wish list. So, for the second... I mean, I might as well do this for a meme. A new Legacy of Kain game / remake of Blood Omen? Perhaps? Perhaps. Like, I did play the remaster, which was very good. Like, it was a remaster of Soul Reaver 1 and 2, and I generally enjoyed the gameplay. I enjoyed the first one more because of the way it was structured. But it also had a lot of, like, the old cut content and other stuff within it, too. It's sort of like a side thing. But there's other games within the series, like Blood Omen, Blood Omen 2, Defiance, and... Was there another Legacy of Kain game besides those three? I think it was only those three. Yeah. So like or maybe not a remake for Blood Omen. Like, my problem is that I want Blood Omen to be the same. But Blood Omen 2 could be remade. Like, maybe a remaster of Blood Omen. This Microsoft thing is stupid. A remaster of Blood Omen could be very nice. Maybe a remake of Blood Omen 2, and perhaps perhaps a remaster of Defiance, because that game, I remember being very clunky. Blood Omen 2 is a little messy, in terms of, like, its storytelling a bit. But Blood Omen being remastered, still within, like, its respective gameplay, and presented out similar to, like, Soul Reaver and Soul Reaver 2. I feel like that would be a very cool way of preserving those games as well, but also, like, bundling it with the other Soul Reaver entries. Or Legacy of Kain entries. Like, it always flip-flops between the two titles. It's a little silly. But yeah, I would probably put this on my wish list because I enjoyed those games a lot, and even playing them on stream. And yeah, maybe I can make a sub bet for it, because I don't know if it's actually going to happen. Maybe 5-tier subs. 5-tier 1 subs. That could be fine. Like, anything that's like new Legacy of Kain game remaster, or anything related with Legacy of Kain, I could probably put a bet of gifted subs on it. Like, let me also put it in gifted. Brother, I'm going... Whoever made this at Microsoft deserves to be fired. Like 100%. Like, why is it like this? Like, every time I press space, it doesn't space it. It erases it. Like, no settings to that. Microsoft does not know how to manage their own computers, let alone Xbox. 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Doubled if both announced. And same with this one. 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Alright. I don't understand why they're like this. I don't. They don't really know how to manage their computers, do they? It's awful. Whatever. Anyway. What would be the third game I could add to this? Maybe a teaser of... a teaser of the new Shantae game in development? Perhaps? Like, that could be cool. That could be cool. Because, like Legacy of Kain, Shantae has a special spot in my heart. Being my favorite female protagonist of all time, I did show like a little picture that I found within the news stuff. The game news, at least. Of like there being a new Shantae design and stuff like that. And them teasing a new game. So I'm curious if they'll tease anything besides the picture, but maybe other stuff in development with it. Sort of so to give people a chance. Damn, it's really quiet. Yeah. I guess Cheesy left, it's just me. Well, I guess I'm yapping to myself now, so... fuck it. Fuck it. Maybe 3. I'll do 3 because I know this is in development, but... maybe if they actually tease something more instead of a picture, I'll put 3 gifted subs into that. Alright. What else? What else? Like, honestly, any type of, like, new indie game I'd probably be interested in. But... how should I word this? A AAA game that actually is interesting enough for me to play on stream. I should probably put new. I mean, granted, I did do new here, so whatever. But yeah. I would like to see a AAA game that actually looks nice and interesting and fun enough for me to play out. Because I will play a lot of other games at the new house that I've been saving up, like God of War and all that. Same with Dark Souls, it'll be the first game that I play within the new place, but yeah, there's just a lot of like games made by like higher companies that feel soulless. Like it doesn't feel like it's made for people to play and have fun with at times. Like it feels more like consumeration. Like they put it out for the consumer to buy and maybe try out and play, but it's probably buggy or it's not properly structured or it has a shitty story or stuff like that. Like if it's something that's like a good all-in-one package of being fun, interesting, and enjoyable, then maybe I'll play it on stream. But it has to be 3 gifted subs for that. But what else? But I'll keep it at like 1 game though. Like I won't say games, I'll just say game. Because if there's more than one that might actually interest me in it, I don't want it to be super repetitive in that. But how about this? Speaking of repetitive, I don't like watching all these Fortnite ads. Like, I was by my sister's house, and I was watching the trailer of the Fortnite, or the new Fortnite season ad and whatnot, and all that. And granted, it does have a budget, and it looks like it has their own cinematic universe in a way, and it's structured properly, but I don't like seeing the same one game being advertised multiple times. Like, it feels way too repetitive, even for, like, a Game Awards show. So, if I have to bear watching more of that, you guys have to give me subs. Like, you have to sub to the channel. Or at least follow. I'm okay with follows. Like that, I would be alright with, in case you don't want to subscribe. But yeah. What else? What else? This would be funny. Because I don't know how many remember this reference or remember this from like the older Game Awards or the E3 days, but Jeff was wearing like pajama pants on like a couch of some sort. I can't remember like the picture. Like there was a picture of it somewhere on the internet. And it was real. It was real. But he was wearing like pajama pants during one of the award stuff. And I would love to see something silly like that happen again. You know? Like something a little entertaining, but also nostalgic for some people. Instead of just having the Muppets around. Like, they always have the Muppets around, which... it's played out at this point. Like, you gotta do something new. like, even if you bring, like, Elmo up to the stage, I'm fine with that, so long as it's not the same one fucking Muppets. Like, the old dudes and whatnot. Like, I get it's for, like, entertainment and all that. Sorry, I was just fixing stuff in the second monitor. I get it's for, like, entertainment and all that. But it's just... like, it needs to be something new. And something like this would be kind of nice and funny. And reference to the older days, I suppose. But yeah. Oh, and just to be clear, I will take a picture of this and post it on Twitter and Blue Sky. Just in case people don't watch the stream, since I'm the only one currently on right now. Everyone has fell asleep because they're EU and not NA. But yeah. There we go. But yeah. Silly little thing. What else can I add to this? This is another thing comparative to the Fortnite ads. Like, I'm not a huge race car games fan, sports, and simulator games as well. Like, with the simulator games, you can get a job as well. Because some of those, like, I can see the appeal within those types of games. But for me, it's, like, very uninteresting. Like, it is very uninteresting, but also it feels... it feels like... I don't know. Like, it feels weird to me. I can try and see the appeal to them, but for me, I don't want to bear through those types of those ads or those announcements for games because it feels just like I'm never going to play any of them. But yeah. Like, there's not anything like too anticipated that I feel like is going to be announced. Again, I saw that teaser that Jeff Keighley posted on Twitter, and I 100% think it's a new Diablo game from Blizzard, which is unfortunate. Because that's another thing I won't play, but... If you guys have any ideas, or anyone that pops up to this stream have any ideas, let me know. But yeah. There's definitely going to be a lot of people complaining with this Game Awards as well. Excuse me. Because there's been a lot of commotion with a lot of the nominees and all that. Like some of the same one game of Expedition 33 being in almost in every category. Like, I'm sure it's a good game, but it feels like it's been bloated out of overration. overrated, or whatever word it could be pronounced for it. Like, I can see the appeal and maybe try it out at some point, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be disappointed with this Game Awards, at least for, like, the awards themselves, so I'm not gonna lie, speaking of which, I kind of forgot the stuff that I nominated. Like, that's how forgettable it feels to me. Because all of them feel the same. Or the same types of nominations. I don't know. Like, I've been very tired. And I've played very few games, or popular games, that a lot of other streamers play. But who knows? Maybe it could be good. Maybe it could be good. But yeah. Yeah. What else can I add to this? Any cool indie games shown? Because that's the thing that sort of interests me the most, is the indie games. Because especially since this year, it has become booming and much more entertaining and trustworthy than a lot of the bigger games, or the bigger companies' games. Because I feel like they actually put in a lot of effort, despite the kind of budgets that they have, or being a one-man team. Like, they always put a lot of stuff into their games, so I'm curious with how that would be. But, yeah. This is kind of boring with no one around. The perks of being a small amateur streamer. But yeah. This is a pretty decent list so far. Like, I might keep it like this for now. Right? Like, this seems like a pretty decent list. Yeah, I think I might keep it like this. So yeah. If some of these games, or some of the things happen on this list that are the ones that I did say I would gift, if they gift any of these games, then I'll probably do that within the channel. I don't know if I want to make a bet within this, because there's probably going to be a lot of cool indie games. Like, I don't want to milk my own allowance, since I'm pretty low from all the Christmas shopping. So I want to be a little careful. But I feel like with the kind of bets that I've shown so far, I feel like this is necessary. Or not necessary. Satisfying, I guess. There was a weird pop-up that appeared. Holiday Hoopla. Some kind of emote thing. From Twitch. Interesting. Kind of weird, not gonna lie. But interesting. Alright, so I guess that's it for the list and all that. Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about, though? Like, I know Cheesy was talking about Hollow Knight and all that stuff earlier, but it was dividing my train of thought. A lot more than... like, I don't mind talking about other stuff, but I want to keep it, like, organized, you know? Otherwise, I lose my train of thought, and I forget what I say. And that's the problem. It's not that I don't want to respond to them, it's just that I don't want... like, I don't want to forget what I was trying to talk about for stream, as well as, like, remembering what people are saying, I guess. I guess the TLDR is a pain in the ass, but... but... I don't know. But yeah, this will be the list. I'll be sure to take a picture of this and post it on Twitter and Blue Sky. Perhaps. Perhaps. But yeah. Like, is there anything else people want to talk about? Because y'all are being pretty silent. I'll switch it over to here. There's a lot of other channels up too, so that's probably why. Like, I do need to switch, like, my, my stream times earlier. Mostly because I want to try and, like, get everyone awake for these streams, because no one appears. Because this entire... I know it's, like, year one and all that for a lot of the stream. But still, it feels painful having, like, a one viewer thing. And that one viewer is me as well, by the way. Like, I have it on my second monitor because I need to look at chat. Otherwise it would just be a 1 or 0 count. I mean, I could just make it a 0 count and troll. But it feels painful. Like, I'm hoping once I get to the new place and I'm a little bit more energetic and get all the stream stuff organized and all that, it'll be a better atmosphere. But also, it will probably help the channel a lot. Because I do need to get emotes. Like, I did try to set up the emotes beforehand. Or new ones a bit. But I definitely need to make new ones and perhaps commission some stuff. When I have, like, the time and resources. But, yeah. My birthday is that is one thing I forgot to mention as well. My birthday is coming up. And, sorry, I'm looking at my second monitor because fixing stuff. But also just something for me to do. But yeah. My birthday is coming up, but it's on a Saturday, unfortunately, so I'd have to have like an early birthday stream the day before. And I did also say that I was going to play Axiom Verge, which I'm probably going to do tomorrow. For the first time on stream, but it isn't the first time I've played it. I did play it once, and I did genuinely like it, but it was also... But I also wasn't able to finish it during that time. Even though I was very, very close. Like, I think I was very close to, like, the last level. But I want to try and play it to its completion because I truly think it's a very fun and enjoyable game. And the soundtrack of it is amazing, too. Like, I have a lot of those songs within my playlist stuff. So, yeah. $14K dropped frames as well. I wish the, I wonder how to fix, like, some of this OBS stuff. Like, the drop frames, the kbps, and whatnot. Because my internet is good. Like, my internet is pretty solid. And my PC is pretty decent as well. It's not the best, but it is able to handle a lot of big games. Some big games. Excuse me. But a lot of times I have to configure games because of the stutteriness. At times, like, some of it isn't always smooth. I definitely need to get, like, upgrades and stuff like that at some point, but same with the camera. And this lamp thing, which I might have to get rid of because it hurts my eyes. Sorry, my throat. I'm trying to talk and yap because nobody's here but me. At least I'm talking with my thoughts. Like, it feels healthier. Like, it feels healthier than just being quiet at times. Outside of stream, mostly, but yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Another thing is, too, I could probably stream on Christmas. Because I'm going to be celebrating it early with the family. So on Christmas Day, I should be able to, like, stream it. Have a Christmas stream. But I don't know what will go on within that, because I'll be playing Axiom Verge within the start of the month. I don't know what will happen. I will watch the Game Awards on December 11th, and the day after is my birthday, so... I don't know how long it'll take to beat Axiom Verge on stream. I am a pretty good gamer, so... or at least a good enough gamer with the tools given. So I don't know how long that'll take to beat, but... depending on when, I would either have to play Risk of Rain 2 or try out something new. Because I have been, like, scouring with a lot of, like, what's coming soon and all that. Cosmic Invasion's up. But, yeah, there's not a lot that... I mean, I can be a bit of a picky person. But also, I just want to play games that are fun. Like, you know? Like, I don't want games that are just, like... boring. Or unfun. Especially if they don't interest anyone on stream either. Like, I do have Megabonk, but I feel like that game's bloated. Or not bloated, it feels... like, this is, like, the hardest part for me. It feels like I'm juggling between games that are either so uninteresting nobody wants to watch them, or games so popular that it's hard for new viewers to come by to watch it on this stream instead of anyone else's. I guess within, like, the competitive side of streaming, I suppose. But, like, man, it's rough, you know? It's rough trying to find stuff to enjoy, and the motivation for it, especially within this place, in this house. Because, yeah, I have a lot of games that I have saved up that I haven't played for the new place, because I feel like my energy and motivation will be better within that in here, because it's hard to talk about. Like, I would rather wait until the new place to talk about it, but yeah. But today is a bit of a yap stream because I wanted to do this list and talk about stuff. I definitely need to get a haircut now that I'm now that No Shave November is done with, I can finally shave. But yeah. I kind of like this camera angle a bit. It's kind of nice, but I like the old one, or where it usually is. Which I'm going to see if I can try and keep, depending on where I'm at in the new place. Just so it's a bit easier for perspective, I guess. Perspective of the streams. You guys are putting me to sleep now. All these non-existent viewers. Oh, wait, there are... Wait, hold up. I was just looking on the second monitor. Hold up. Hold up. Player's voice. Like, I was curious because I was checking the second monitor. Player's voice. Hold on, let me bring this over here. Player's voice, round 1 of 3. Player's voice, which is your favorite game of the year? Player's voice is a 100% voted award across 3 rounds. Votes cast for this round. What? So you mean like a popularity contest? I mean, granted, the Game Awards is a popularity contest, but still. Like, voting for any of them? Well, let's see how many are here. Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding, Delta Force, Dispatch, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Doom the Dark Ages, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Final Fantasy IV, Fortnite, Genshin Impact, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, Helldivers 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. That's a surprise. Deliverance Come 2, Mario Kart World, Marvel Rivals, Mega Bonk. I thought they pulled out. Like, they were nominated for one of the games, but they willingly pulled out from it. Interesting. Ninja Gaiden 4, No Man's Sky, Peak, Repo, Silent Hill F, Sonic Racing Crossworld, Split Faction, Warframe. I've heard a lot of people talking about Warframe. Like, it's an MMO that's gotten pretty popular lately. I mean, besides, like, certain assets that people keep posting about it, but, like, I'm curious if this is like Destiny, or if it's like... or the gameplay is similar to something like Star Wars The Old Republic. Which that gameplay is kind of copy-pasted from World of Warcraft, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know what the gameplay for this game is like. And Wavering Waves. Alright. I mean, if this is a popularity contest, then I might as well pick the games that either I've actually played, which might be that. I played this in the past, but very much in the past. But any other games that I haven't played... I kind of want to vote for these two. Like, these two definitely deserve votes as well. I feel like... I don't want to vote for Megabonk, even though I want to, but because of the dev's choice to pull out. Like, I feel like it would be disrespectful to vote for it, even though he pulled out. Maybe Sonic Racing. So I got 4 more votes. Donkey Kong Bonanza. I heard a lot of good things about that game. I'm not voting for Fortnite. I've heard good things about Helldivers 2. Maybe I'll put that in there. Since Warframe is curious to me, I might as well at least give it 1 vote. Because I need to look that up. I need to look up that kind of, like, gameplay to see if it's, like, worthwhile to try out maybe in the future. And, maybe Doom? Like, Doom the Dark Ages wasn't that great. Like, it was pretty mid comparative to, like, Doom and Doom Eternal from what I've heard. But, like, I've seen the gameplay and stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't think it deserves it. Even though it is Doom. Like, maybe if they try harder next time. I've heard good things about Dispatch, but it's a Telltale game, and it's pretty much more of a movie than a game, from what I've seen of it. Like, I have looked up the gameplay and stuff like that, and it certainly feels more like a movie, an interactive movie than a video game, so I don't know. Like, I know there's some other games that are guilty of that as well, but, like, it depends on, like, how long it is and how engaged you are with it. And I don't mean engaged, like, story-wise, but, like, active gameplay-wise. Because there are some stuff like quick time events and other things, but, like, I don't want it to feel too much like a movie than a game. Like, that's sort of my gripe with it. Because I like video games, and I like playing them. I just don't want them to sort of deviate too much into, like, the movie stuff. Instead of, you know, the gameplay stuff. So, for the last vote, maybe Peak. I've heard good things about Peak and Repo. Never played these two. A lot of these games I've never played. It's so uninteresting. Or at least, like, some things that I already had planned within this year. As well as, like, the overall, like, scheduling for myself. Like, some of that is definitely to blame for myself. But I did play Hades 1, but I didn't play Hades 2. So I'll give it to that. Round 2 opens Thursday. Round 2? What? What do you mean? Huh. Interesting. I already submitted my votes. Like, I'm guessing it closes after a certain point. But yeah, I already voted on all this stuff. Okay, here it is. Alright. Round 1, Round 2, and Round 3. Okay, so I guess it's sort of like a round-based type of voting system. Okay, I think I understand it now. It's sort of like weeding out the other games that aren't as voted, and sort of like clunking up anything remaining within those players' voiced chosen games. Like, I understand the concept now. It's sort of like Like, at, it's pretty blatantly a popularity contest type of voting thing within this specifically. 100%. But with the other ones, these have been very selective. Like, they've been very selective, but also, like, repetitive with certain nominations. Like I said, with, like, the Expedition 33 game. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I guess that's it for, like, this thing. Let me switch it over by here. I was just typing something. But yeah, that is interesting for, like, a vote stuff in that regard. What else is going on today? It is the 1st of December. I'm looking. New videos. I don't want to do React stuff, but like, this is the problem with, like, being a... I do comment in, like, some videos and stuff like that of streamers that I do enjoy, but I don't want to do, like, reacting to, like, their content or stuff like that. Unless it's by a game, or a game trailer, or a certain type of game that I'm playing that's getting updated or whatnot. But, like, for, like, normal content creation and stuff like that, I feel like reacting in that regard is... It's a little cringe, to be honest. It is a little cringe making content around that, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe I have to embrace the cringe at some point. Like, it's cringe because it's, like, their work. And people are reacting. Like, it does get... Like, one of the positives to it is that it gives a bit more of a wider audience range for the video. But sometimes the very video doesn't always get, like, the views accumulated with the reactor. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I reacted to, like, a random streamer that I like Savix. Like, if I reacted to, like, Savix content and had, like, a certain amount of views to it, that wouldn't be... I don't know if that would be accumulated within, like, the video itself. Similar to how, like, he reacts to death clips of World of Warcraft, and I don't know if those views get accumulated with that, or it's just to the streamer itself because of their reaction to it. Like, as an example, from what I'm saying. But yeah, it feels like with that kind of like side of content, it's a mixed bag. It's definitely a mixed bag, and I don't know how to deal with that, you know? Like, of course, giving credit to the video, both within the streams and the video, or the reaction video itself, is helpful. And I try to do that with some of the ones that, or some of the clips or trailers that I've watched or so. But it's hard to keep track. It's hard to keep track. I'm just fixing some stuff in the second monitor. It is definitely hard to keep track of, and I don't know if I want to embrace that kind of content. I do want to do like the favorite stuff though, which I did tease within the monthly recap video on the channel, or the YouTube channel. And I don't know when I'll do those, actually. Maybe I could do that for the birthday stream. The early birthday stream. That could work. But I don't know what favorite thing I would talk about. I mean, I do like fast food, I do like games, I do like wrestling, I do like cape shit and other things. I would have to decide on what I would do for that. I mean, I could do an all-in-one, depending on how long each take. Or I could do it with, like, within the same week. Like, divided within 2 different days for each one. Because for some of the streams now, currently, they're a little shorter. Like, they end by, like, 3 p.m. instead of, like, 5:30. Eastern time, of course. Mostly because I've had to do a lot of stuff outside of stream and all that. Like, the schedule will be changed by the time I'm at the new house, but I don't know how long those favorite things would be and how long it would take for me to set up. Because with some of them, it's like, there's like the basic ass like tier list charts and all that. And I feel like doing something like that is like I want it to be different, you know? Like, I want to like rank them differently. Like, in terms of like a list instead of like S tier, A tier, blah blah blah. Like, sort of similar to, like, the favorite games stuff. Like, favorite type of wrestler, maybe the MVP wrestler, as an example. Like, categorizing them. Similar to, like, an award system, in a way. But as sort of like a favorites list for myself. So maybe I would have to, like, make something like that. Which I could probably do either off stream or this weekend. Like, I can make like my own custom list for the favorite stuff. But like I said, it might have to be like within the week of like birthdays and all that. Because with the Game Awards being the day or 2 days before my birthday on Thursday, that'll end up being a reaction to the Game Awards, but something to do, you know? Instead of just constantly playing Risk of Rain 2. I need variety. I need the variety. Because I don't want to, like, put myself in a position where I'm playing, like, one constant game, and that's the only game that I play. And I build an audience from that game, but when I feel like I want to switch to something new, the audience just goes away. Like, I don't want to build an audience in the community that's like restricted to just a game or some of the other stuff that I do. Like, I want there to be there because they like me, you know? And while yes, I may be boring, tired, and monotone right now, it's because there's a lot of exhaustion and a lot of other stuff that I've had to keep my emotions down. Especially inside this house, so that's sort of why. And even if this gets uploaded to YouTube as a VOD saving thing, and if anyone actually watches this as well, considering how nobody is watching the stream, it feels like I want to try and build a pretty chill and pretty kind community in a way. Like, I don't mind if it ends up being sort of like Forsons, where it's like spamming in the chat. Honestly, it would make the channel more alive that way, instead of the way it is right now with like just one person either popping up to talk in the stream or several taking like a couple minutes. You know? And also without like the bots and scammers, which I did favorite a tweet of over on X or Twitter, not X. I shouldn't say I shouldn't say X because it's a stupid name. But here's the tweet. This is from like the art scammers. Like, a lot of people who are new here right now or will watch this that are new, I get a lot of these within my chat. And I get a lot of like all these different, like, some of them either have like an AI generated profile pic or artworks that they show, or it's something that feels like it doesn't feel real, or like there's no passion or soul or something to it that feels like, for example, with like my artworks, they're pretty shit. Like, they're pretty shit, which is why I probably would not like ever like do commissions or stuff like that for myself, because I would rather commission someone else that's good at it, or someone that would fit the art styles that I'm looking for. But like, for the people that keep posting these things like within the chat or trying to act like a human being and promoting that stuff, it's stupid. Like, it's so stupid that it happens a lot. And not only that, this kinds of stuff happens with smaller streamers, because I do not see any kind of like top or streamer above like a certain live count promoting these stuff outside of like the smaller streamers. Like, it's crazy how much it floods the smaller streamers. Like, if you went back and saw some of my older VODs, you would know. Like, you would see some of them pop up occasionally, and me trying to act like, oh, I care about your art. Like, it's insane. I mean, there's, like, the reason, like, I'm conflicted because there's probably some that generally are real, and some that are probably passionate about their stuff and all that, but because of how much, like almost 90%, 99% of it is like, it's so demotivating within that, you know? And not only that, like, as a small streamer who is trying to like have people come here naturally, like actually naturally, instead of people just botting views and stuff like that, or botting chatters. Like, it feels demotivating when these types of, like, people or bots appear within the chat. But I wanted to just showcase this. You can probably check it out yourself. It's an old tweet, but it's a very good one. But yeah. That's sort of like one of the problems that I had within this year of, like, year one of, like, the return of streaming and all that. But I hope by year two that changes when I get to the new place and my mood is different. And my voice doesn't hurt as much. And I get a lot of other new stuff and play new stuff. Like, I hope it gets better. Like, I hope it does get better in that regard. Maybe it will. Like, I'm a very hopeful and ambitious person. But sometimes it can get killed off pretty fast with loneliness. And no substance. But yeah. Don't know what else to talk about. I guess I could talk about wrestling. Because I do watch a lot of wrestling from time to time. Finish that. I do watch a lot of, like, AEW. Just to clarify. Like, I don't watch a whole lot of WWE because most of their stuff is always clipped and a lot easier to access because they are the most popular wrestling promotion out there. But I like variety within the wrestling world. God, saliva and spit. Fuck me. But yeah, I've enjoyed AEW for a long while. I got into it a little late. Like, I think around, like, 2022? I think around that time I started watching. And I've been watching since. Because their wrestling is genuinely really good. Like, from looking back at some of the stuff that WWE had done recently around that time or before, within like 2019 and beforehand, it feels like it felt like genuinely like shit. Like, it felt like they weren't wrestling. It felt like they were just drama or like kid friendly talking and all that. Like it felt like its soul was ripped out of itself, you know? And I felt like with some of the stuff going on around the time of like WrestleMania 44, when I tried to like rewatch or tried to get back into WWE because that was one of their biggest milestones because of like WrestleMania 30 to WrestleMania 40. Like, I tried to get back into that as well, but it felt like I definitely felt the spectacle. I think the better word to say it is the spectacle of it, but it also felt like the wrestling itself felt kind of meh, I guess. I mean, to be fair, I haven't like kept track of everything. Like all the wrestlers in WWE and all the extra stuff like NXT and that little WWE light as they used to call it, or Diet WWE back in the day. But yeah, it was hard to get back into. But I was happy for some of the wrestlers. Like, some of them genuinely look interesting. Like LA Knight. Like, I think he was probably the most potentially interesting new wrestler that I had seen. Shinsuke Nakamura is a newer, or an older one. He was a part of New Japan as well. But he's always been pretty interesting, but they don't always write him or give him a proper story. And that's another thing. Compared to like AEW, a lot of the stories are like pre-made. And like sort of like scripted. Like I know a lot of wrestlers hear the word scripted and like jump scare themselves. But like it's true to a certain extent, because especially in WWE's case, because a lot of their stories are tied to a certain like writer. Like, especially if anyone has watched like that McMahon documentary on Netflix, which was a really good documentary. They have a writer that writes stories for the wrestlers and for them to like say out into the ring. Like with WWE, it's very like scripted within that regard, but with AEW it's sort of like more flexible, like more adaptive, because it's sort of like within the wrestler's hands more than the writers in a way. Like it feels a bit more natural in that regard. But with WWE, it is definitely some kind of like pre-made kind of storyline. And sure, there are some stuff that, like even some of the predictions and other things, like a lot of them are like predetermined for wrestle promotions, or major wrestle promotions, I guess it's better to say. I'm trying to word it properly is the thing. My mind is trying to like word it properly, so forgive me for my stupid grammar and lisp. But yeah, for like the major events or promotions that they do, a lot of those are always predetermined to a certain degree. But if a wrestler gets like injured, they sort of like shoehorn something in lately and then be like, oh, we planned this instead of that, actually. Like, it was this, but we kind of changed our minds, you know? Like, WWE is like the best gaslighting promotion, wrestling promotion out there. Like, I truly believe that, because they always want to make you think that everything that they do is intentional. That almost everything that they do is a work. And that's sort of why I can't get back into WWE. Not only that Logan Paul exists in the roster, which I don't know why they have a shitty human being like that in their roster still, but besides that, the reason why I don't get back into WWE is because so much of it does not feel natural. Like, it feels fake. Like, not in, like, sort of the wrestling term, I guess, but fake in a way is like, it feels more like a comedy drama than wrestling, you know? Like, I get that they have said, even officially said, that it's more on the entertainment side for them than the wrestling side, but I wish it was more cohesive. Like, showed the wrestlers' athleticism in a proper way, while also giving that kind of like realism to people. Because that realism is given with AEW, with their matches, and how like they respond to like their fans, and the way that they voice out their things. Like, that freedom is very good. Like, that gives, like, them an actual sense of realism, you know? Like, that's sort of my problem with WWE. But I've enjoyed watching AEW since I first started. And I probably will continue to. The last major promotion was, excuse me, whoa, was Full Gear. I will say this, though. In terms of, like, AEW, I feel like a lot of, like, their major promotions have been getting longer and longer. Especially during the later times, too. Like, when they had All In at an earlier time, when they were over in Canada or something. Like, it was around, like, at least Eastern time, it was around, like, 5 p.m. or 3 p.m.? Was it that early? I don't remember. But having an earlier time for those longer events feels a lot more healthier than very, very late at night. Like, it feels so exhausting to, like, keep track, because you wanted to watch, like, I do want to watch it and I do want to be engaged with it, but at times it feels like some of the things, like, the later time starts to make it feel tiring and uninvolved, you know? Like, the wrestlers themselves have to do, like, major things within their matches in order to, like, keep people's attention up and, you know, help them be engaged. Because engagement is an important aspect of wrestling. Like, you want the fans to be engaged. And a part of that is on the fans' side as well. Like, some of them need to, like, be engaged as well. Like, instead of just looking on their phones to kill off time. Like, I think the video thing got... Hold on. There we go. Did it fix up? I think it fixed up. Okay. It was delaying a little bit. It always has the delays. But yeah. A lot of it has to go on the fan side as well. Because the fans do need to try and be engaged as best they can, but again, it's also the wrestler's job to help that engagement be somewhat consistent, you know? Instead of making, like, little humorous stuff like WWE does with what they've been doing recently. Like, I don't mind, like, the social media aspect of wrestling, but, like, it's hard to, like, I can probably see it within AEW's eyes as well, as, like, hard to try and get people engaged with the matches and stuff like that, but it's sort of like an interest thing, you know? Like, you always gotta wonder what people are interested in, because that can... Excuse me. I'm sorry for all the coughs and all that, but my throat generally hurts from talking a lot at times because no one's here in my chat and this is just me right now. But yeah. It is, like... It is difficult with the amount of, like, shifting interests that people can have. Which is one of the reasons why MJF does very well, too, because he's always keeping track. Like, to help, like, keep people's interest up or attentions to them. You know? That's why he likes to rage bait or drama farm within some of his promos. It's kind of funny at times. But, yeah. But I can understand if some wrestlers can't do that for, like, their own, like, personalities or gimmicks and all that. But there's gotta be something that's flexible, you know, or adaptive to help with, like, the interests in people and all that. Because I was definitely very interested in the Blood and Guts match, just especially the women's side, since it was the first one. And that one was pretty good. Like, at least for, like, a first time. Because... Because the first time isn't always going to be the best in some cases. But it was pretty good. Like, it had a lot of good violence to it. Blood had been shed. And a lot of unique weapons were used. Or tools. But, yeah, it was pretty decent. But I think... Yeah, I think a lot of interest stuff is one of the big problems. Not only that, there are some little, like, minor gripes that I have with WW... Or, not WW... With AEW. There are minor gripes that I have with AEW, and there's sort of little details that I sort of see with, like, the older videos compared to the new ones. Like, one of them is the 2-minute clip thing. And the reason why they have that now is because of HBO. Like, they want people to watch the live events. Or the replays of those live events. I need a fucking Ricola. Good God, my throat. I mean, this is what happens when no one's here, but still. Alright. But yeah. One of the gripes that I have with it is... Like, I don't mind the shorter videos, but I feel like... With how streaming services are nowadays and how many people, like, try and pirate and all that, like, torrenting and all that crap. Like, one of the big things that I was surprised about is that they don't have their live events on HBO. They have it on Amazon for some weird reason. Like, their partnership is with HBO, but they don't always have their live events on HBO. They have them on Prime, or Amazon Video Prime, whatever that site is called. Like, they have it over in Prime instead of HBO. Like, that's sort of what I don't like. Like, even with WWE, when they were on Peacock, they still streamed their live events on there, from what I could remember. Because that's how I watched WrestleMania 40. Because they streamed it live within, like, the service itself. Like, I felt like if AEW did something similar to that, like on HBO, that would be very helpful. But I don't know, like, it feels weird in that regard. I don't know how you would be able to solve something like that. Or at least right now. Yeah, I can't think of a solution currently, but one of the other gripes is the lighting. I don't like how dark it is. Like, I feel like they're keeping it dark because of audience stuff. Like attendance. Which is... Like, I don't get why people complain about the audience numbers and all that other stuff. Like, I get that they like to, you know, compare decks of, like, how many, like, attendance there is and all that, but, like, the people are important, or the people that are present within those events are important to showcase. Like, regardless of how many there are. Like, that's how I feel with that. Like, it's good to, like, show them. You know? Like, having it dark feels more like it's empty than it is full. So yeah, that's sort of my problem with, like, the lighting side of AEW. Yeah. There are definitely a lot of interesting wrestlers that I'm invested in. Like, well, some of them are out, unfortunately, like Will Ospreay, MJF, and some others. The Swerve Strickland's back, so that's very nice. But there are some that I'm invested in, like Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke. Konosuke versus Okada is very hype. And I don't know what they're gonna do with, like, Samoa Joe as world champ. Like, I'm gonna be real. Because even Hangman's run with the AEW championship was conflicting. Because the build up to him winning the championship was good, but the stuff afterwards felt like a fizzle. You know? Like, it felt like there were some good matches, like with, like, Kyle Fletcher and all that, but and MJF too, but like I don't know, it felt like there was a lot of interest that kind of died out with Hangman. Like, there wasn't enough, like, intertwining stories to it, you know? Or some intertwining interest with certain other wrestlers to add to that. So I don't know what they're going to do with Samoa Joe. I honestly do not know. It'll probably revolve around Hangman and Swerve. It'd be funny if Swerve won the championship against Samoa Joe, considering that's how he first won it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, right now I'm a little tired because of the earlier stuff in the stream, but it's kind of hard to, like, make a good thought in it. But yeah, I'll keep watching AEW and seeing some of this interesting stuff from both the men's and women's side. But yeah, I'm getting a little exhausted trying to keep this stream up and all that. Because a part of me kind of wants to end it early. Because no one's here. And I don't know what to play. But I like talking. I just wish there were people to talk to, you know? Like, I feel like I'm always talking to myself. And it can be very maddening, because I always have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. Like, I feel like I need to make, like, a fucking Tinder resume. Like, a dating profile to show out to the world, to, like, see my interests and stuff and all that. Like, I feel like I have to make that kind of shit in order to, like, you know, get people to the stream in some manner. You know? Like, it's hard to try and, like, build that kind of thing, especially with my circumstances right now. I don't know if it'll be easier by the time I get to the new place and my mood shift, but like it's difficult to find out, you know? You know? Yeah, I am exhausted. And my throat hurts too. Like, it's another reason why I play games a lot as well. I mean, I am a gamer, but also because it doesn't always require me to talk a lot unless I need to for like certain dialogue types of games, RPGs. But excuse me. But I want to be engaged. You know? But I don't know where the audience is. They're somewhere else. And I have to pretend like there's a non-existent audience from time to time, which is rough. And the thing is, I don't want to cave in by going into older games that I've quit, like World of Warcraft. Even though I still keep track to the news of that and all. As well as play certain other games for a long time. Like, it's conflicting. Because again, I want to be variety. And I want to have a healthy balance of engagement as well as gameplay and talking. But I don't know. Another thing is I'm not very good at promoting myself. Maybe that's one of the other reasons why. I'm not a very good self-promoter. Like, I always need help in that regard. You know, maybe if I had my moderators here, or spreading word, it'd be a bit better, but I am genuinely surprised I made it to 102 followers, which is insane that I've made it to triple digits now, but even more surprising, I haven't even gotten an affiliate yet from like that kind of number count, because it should be at that point unlocked. Like, I managed to get subscriber stuff and other things up as well, but like, it's insane how I haven't gotten an affiliate yet, despite like the follower count or requirements that it shows too. Like, it's weird. And before people ask, or probably ask about it, I want to stream because I enjoy it. Like, I do enjoy streaming, and I do want to make stuff out of it. Like, I have a lot of ambitions and stories and whatnot, games to play and all that. But I don't always want to do this stuff alone, you know? Like, it kills the motivation. It kills the joy. Loneliness can lead to misery. And misery can lead to unenjoyment. So, yeah. Probably getting into the deep thought talks now. Just realized. But this Yap stream has been flip-floppity with certain stuff. Like, at this point, I'm trying to talk freely, you know? Like, truly freely in some manner. But again, some of the stuff that I can talk about is restricted because of this place, but it'll change at some point. I do have an official date of when I move out, but I want to announce it on, like, the, yearly recap, because this is the last month of 2025, and it'll also be the last monthly recap video of 2025 as well. And I want to make a good recap as well of, like, showing, like, the progress. It'll probably not be edited and all that other stuff, like, probably the same way that I do it within the videos, but I'm pretty proud with the progression and how far I've come. Because even with my circumstances, I'm surprised how far I've gotten. You know? The KBPS or whatever it's called is fucking up. It's fucking up. I mean, I am playing the one song as well, but also, like, a lot of the songs that I have are a little disjointed in terms of, like, the game songs that I have on my playlist. But also I can't play, like, the rock playlist I made for, like, exercising and all that, because copyright. But a part of me just wants to say fuck it and do it, but I don't know how much stuff I could get away with being a small amateur streamer, you know? In, like, that regard. Because I want to be faithful. Like, I want to be kind and respectful, as well as play by the rules as much as I can. So, yeah. Just checking on the side monitor. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to talk about. No one's here. Like, this is what I mean. Like, if no one's here, then what's the point? You know? Like, what's the point in streaming if no one wants to come? Like, that's one of the big gripes. And again, it ties to me not being a good promoter, but still, like, I don't know what to do and how to do it properly. I'm an amateur. A small amateur streamer, so... Like, even when this is gonna get posted on YouTube, I have no idea if people will actually watch it or not. You know? And I can't edit my own videos. Like, I don't know how to do that. And I barely can draw. I can barely draw, which I haven't gotten into either. Because I've been busy. I've been busy with so much stuff this year. It's insane. Like, I'm surprised I always have time to stream at times, but still. I hope it gets somewhat reduced at the new place. I need like a puppet. I had a shark puppet and all that, but like... If no one wanting to talk and all that, I feel like I need to have like a puppet to talk to. To at least not make it look completely fucking barren here. I feel like forcing right now. Like, I feel like I barely talk at anything. Only difference is that I don't have this chat. Like, I could do a scum move and post the stream on the other people's channels and all that, but again, it's a scummy thing to do, and I'd rather not do it. Even if it sounds like a valid quote-unquote idea. Because it doesn't feel very... Like, it feels rude, is what it feels like. Like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? I like playing games and like talking about this stuff. What do I do? This, besides being one of those insane streamers, or I don't know what to describe it as, insanity. Like, I want to keep things natural. Like, if I have a over-the-top reaction to it, then I have an over-the-top reaction to it, but it's not something that happens every stream, you know? Like, I guess it takes a lot of effort to be insane. Even though it's the complete opposite. It's pretty easy to get insane. I wonder how this month will be. I do wonder. Because, well, there are some stuff planned throughout the month and other things to look forward to, at least for myself, as I can say. For streams itself, it's going to be a struggle as usual, but I always tell myself it's worth it. Like, I always tell myself it's worth it for the streams. To, like, keep powering through, be consistent, and do the best I can until the new place. Because I'm really betting everything on it. On the new place. If I don't, then I'm just stuck in purgatory. An endless purgatory that I can't get out of no matter what I do. Because there isn't always anyone to help. Or at least people willing to. Like, I'm lucky some of my family members, even my brother, who's been helping get the place for me. I've been very thankful for that. But sometimes it can't just be family, you know? Like, sometimes it has to be friends, but I don't have any. I mean, I do. I do have some, but most of the time they're either ghosting or not always present. Like, I know it's like they have their own lives and all that other stuff, which I understand. I understand completely. It's just for any, like, newer types of people that come up. And just, like, you know, keeping things fresh with the chat and the community and what I would want to build with that. It's difficult. It is difficult, but I'm limited. I'm always limited. I always gotta do what I'm given. Because I'm unable to give enough back unless certain circumstances and other stuff. which to some people will feel like an excuse, but it's not. Like I can 100% confirm since my childhood that it's not. And connecting the chat again. Yeah, I'm even. It's become so AFK with chat that it keeps trying to reload it. Because no one's here. No one's here but me. But like. But like, yeah, I am limited to what I have. And sometimes I do need help. Like, I can't do everything alone. I can't. And it's conflicting as well because with how much I've been so used to trying to do stuff by myself, it's hard to like get new people in to help. Or for me to get comfortable with that. Like it's become that bad. Where even friends feel so few and limited that I don't have anything to help. You know? Like help with like edit or show clips or like spread word even at least. Like I'm fighting an uphill battle like Silithus. I'm pushing that boulder all the way up to the hill. And my hope is the one thing that keeps me pushing. But I'll keep pushing until there's nothing left to push. And hopefully there will be something at the end. Or the top. Not the end. At the top, and this channel grows into something beautiful. Because while it feels like this year, like a part of it also feels like this year has been something that I've sort of, you know, planted the seeds of. Like a tree in a way. Like some things take a long while to grow. Excuse me. Even if it takes a year or 2 or 5 or 10, maybe it will grow into something good. But that's another thing. I gotta be consistent with it. Because unattended or I guess not paying attention to it, it won't grow. I mean, you can always go to it. It'll grow in its own way, but like, I don't know how it does. And what I can do to help at times. And part of me feels like I want it to happen sooner than later, you know? Like, I don't feel like I hate when things happen later than sooner. At times. Especially since I've been playing a waiting game all my life. Because of what I've been limited to. I'm always playing the waiting game. And it's one game I don't know if I'll win. Unless if something does pop up to it. it'll count as a win. But yeah. I wonder what kind of plant the tree will grow into. Like metaphorically for like the channel. Hopefully it's not a birch one because I'm allergic to that. I guess that one wouldn't mean an inevitable death, but like you have like a pine tree, maple tree, cherry blossom tree. Maybe if I play more anime games. But I don't know. Sometimes I don't always know the seed that I'm given when I'm planting. All I can do is hope it'll turn out good. But yeah, I'm proud of this year. I'm proud I've made it this far. And I'll keep pushing. Like I said, I'll keep pushing. And hopefully things will turn out for the better at the new place for me. Because, you know, I want to put more emotion to it. Instead of being docile. I feel neutered here. Like I do want to give it more feeling, but it's hard to with how I'm living right now. And that's another thing I'm very worried about too. Is that if it becomes too late even in that regard. That if I get to the new place and I just end up acting the same that I do here. I don't think it'll happen because of like the better circumstances that I'll be in. But like behavior wise, I hope it improves a lot. Which I do think it will, but I'm hoping it isn't too late, you know? Too late for me to change that. Because there's a lot of stuff that I want to do, and a lot of stuff that I dream of doing. Getting the new house, playing the games that I wanted to play, indie games too, and maybe do some side content in a way. I probably don't think I'll do vlogs, I don't know. Probably not. But do stuff that entertains me and probably entertains the audience. The thing is, I can't edit, and I'm still limited to some of the stuff I can do, so I have to make leeway to it, you know? Gotta make some kind of leeway. So it's a lot of thinking, but especially in this waiting game, I'm always thinking, not always talking. I hope I can balance the two in the future, but hopefully there will actually be people there in the future with me turning 27 this year, by the way. December 13th, 1998. I probably should have ended the stream earlier. But I don't know. Like, I'm keeping it live even though there's no one here. I'm keeping it live because I don't know, actually. I don't know. Maybe because I just feel like talking. Like, outward instead of in my head. That I usually do in the waiting games. And waiting in general. Or maybe it's because I want to keep myself up. Could be that. But I like freely talking. I do. It's just I don't always can. Because of my parents. My living conditions here. I can't always do that. Like, even at a young age, I was usually told to shut up. So, yeah. I like freely talking. Even if it's bluntly honest or something weird or something in general. Because it makes me feel like I have a voice. You know? Like, my voice matters in some way. I don't want to lose my voice. Like, even now, like, a lot of the coughing and problems with my throat is because I don't talk a lot. And I want to talk. But there's not always a lot of things to talk about. And especially to people. And especially things to talk about around people if there's no one around. It makes it feel like more like a podcast, I guess, in my head. And I like watching a lot of other content creators too. Like Savix, Forsen, Maximilian, Guga Foods, even food channels. Or the food YouTube channels. Some of them. Some of the reviewer channels and some of the gameplay channels and yada yada. Like, I enjoy being a part of that. But it also makes me feel like I could be them, in a way. Like, maybe not what they do and all that, but like, achieve a sense of community. And making something out of all this. Because I want to. I want to make something out of this. Like, I don't want it to be revolved around money, and I don't want it to be revolved around selfishness. Like, I want to make something good. I have a lot of stories and characters that I want to create. And even though I don't always have the time to write or draw, I still want to try and, like, put it out there in some way. Like, I don't even have my phone with me, I just realized. It's probably, I put it away to charge. I don't have a charger here for it. But yeah. It is past 3, which I usually now end the stream as well, but I don't know, this feels different. Like, I guess this feels a bit more natural, even if there is no one here. Like, it feels a bit more natural talking like this. But the thing is, I don't want to talk about stuff that makes me sad. Or feel sad. Like, I want to talk about happy stuff, but it's hard to talk about happy stuff when it's all just you, you know? It's all just one person. And a lot of that happy stuff is limited. And, hard to talk about those stuff too if no one brings them up. Or like something similar to bring up. Which I would be, like, the only thing I wouldn't want to talk about is politics and all that crap. But anything like game related or whatnot of my interests, I'm okay with talking about. Like, I want to put my heart into it. And hopefully by the time at the new place, that'll be the case. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I won't know until I find out. But I hope it's the positive. I really do. I'm just afraid of being alone. Like, even though sometimes there are times I want to be alone. It, you know. I don't want to be alone forever. This isn't just anything like revolving around like my family, like, but friends, if I make any, throughout this like streaming career in the community. And potentially anyone that I meet in life. Love interest. Like, I don't want to be alone. I want to be happy. And I think I can be. I'm a very hopeful person. Or at least I can be. Or try to be. Like, it's weird. Like, it's weird because I feel like I could have done all this stuff earlier in life, you know? Like back in days where I played World of Warcraft. It could have been the perfect time to do that at that point. And a part of me did, in a way. Like the old streams that I had on this channel were World of Warcraft stuff. Some of it I had to take it down, like within the YouTube channel, because, well, one, showing my email, which I don't think was too bad, or no, it was my password. For some reason, it didn't have like a self-hidden password thing. Like I just remembered that. Yeah, but some of the stuff I had to take down. There are some things that are up. And even one clip that was made by one of my original moderators, which I don't know if he's ever going to pop up in my streams again. But he was an old friend during Classic WoW. I made a lot of friends in Classic WoW during my time on Grobulus. But at some point, I did quit the game. Because, well, one, because it wasn't any fun anymore, personally. But also, second, I wanted to do things outside of it. I didn't want it to be tied to my life forever. Like, I wanted to do different things. The only problem is that it consumed so much of my life during that time frame. Probably the worst age for me of my time frame, but even still, I did enjoy parts during that. It's just, I guess I'm just disappointed that I didn't make anything out of it in that time. And I want to make something out of all this. Like, I think that's the thing that I've realized. Because there's been so much time that I've sort of, I don't want to say wasted, but so much time that's been spent on things that hasn't always benefited me. I want to try and spend the time that I have while I'm about to turn 27 and beyond to make something. And especially with streaming, because I kind of grew up with that kind of thing, you know? Like, one of the first streams that I've watched were Forsen during Hearthstone. Like, he's the guy that got me into streaming when I first wanted to. But it happened a lot later in life because I was a lot younger. I didn't know what to do, inexperienced. And just didn't know what to do or to talk about, I guess, besides whatever I play and other stuff. I know this feels kind of doomerish or despair or whatever that emote. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, excuse me. Like, I know this sounds kind of depressing in some manner, but it's also a lot of self-reflection. And even though this is live streamed, like I feel like if I don't talk about at least some of it, then I won't ever be able to talk about it at all. Even if this gets uploaded to YouTube and all, I kind of want to preserve stuff. And I want to be remembered. But I don't want to be remembered as the person that I am right now. I want to be remembered for the person that I become. Because right now, the person that I am just feels lost. I want to be remembered as someone who entertains, creates wonderful stories, engages with community. If I get a community. And be happy. Even if no one watches, at least it's something. And I know a lot. I know during some streams I talk a lot like I don't talk from the heart, like right now. That's mostly because of this place. I'm not joking, it is because of this place. But even still, there's a lot of stuff I can't talk about it. Not because it is about me, but it's about the things around me. Has always been so conflicting. I want to make the imagination void one day, and the other stories that I have in mind. I just don't know how to make it into substance, you know? To put it out there alone. A part of me doesn't want to do it alone, to be honest. Like, I want to have, like, different artists or a partner or something to help with it, but I don't know how to communicate. Or sort of like throw it out there and be like, hey, this is something that I want to make. It may sound like shit at first, but it could be good. It could be. Like, I believe in some of the stories that I have in my head to be good. But it's just like the concept and like the way that things are right now. It's sort of like if I say it and it feels incoherent because of the way that I speak or the grammar and all that, like it feels disjointed. Like it doesn't make sense. And people are saying, and there are people that say they recommend AI generated chats or art and all that other stuff, but that sounds miserable of itself. It feels like you kill it at that point. Like that wonderful idea of something just gets murdered into something that's not what it should be. I mean, like the soul of it is ripped out of it. Like, it doesn't feel genuine if it gets AI generated. It feels emotionless in a way. Like, soulless. And I'm the soul man. Like, I want there to be soul in it. I want to put my heart into it, my mind to it, my body into it. I guess phrasing for that last one. Like, I want to put the effort into it. That's what I'm trying to say. It feels like the art streams in a way. Or when I'm by myself, I just ramble from the heart. And all that. Sometimes it makes me wonder if I should stream alone or with people. Because it makes me wonder if anyone that comes up will actually talk about things or not. Or if there would be a scammer or whatever. A bot. My nose is itchy. Like, I want genuine at times. Like, I want to be genuine and talk about the stuff that I like. Like the wrestling, the fast food, the cape shit, the video games, the stories, and all that. But there's no one to talk to. No one but myself. Which I always look in the mirror to. Because most times there's no one to talk to but myself. And I always look into my self's eyes as well. Not like a passionate thing, but like wonder if I'm there. You know, because of how alone I am with no friends and community. Like, it's not with like family, like they're always present. But like outside of that, I always wonder if I'm here. If I'm here or not. Like, and I like who's there? Who is there? Me, the soul man, or something else? That would make for a good story. Maybe I could make that into a story. But I don't always want to keep looking at myself. I'm always staring at myself. Because there's nothing else to stare at. Besides the open air. I think I'll be here. I don't mean this house, but like streaming and all that. Like, I think the Soulman will always be here. But the Soulman that I want to make, I don't know if I can bring to life alone. Maybe I can, but it would just make it feel like self-pity, I guess. Like, make it feel like pushing myself to do something I don't want to. Or at least pushing myself into something that feels like it won't result into anything that everyone will see or actually want to see. It's been a rough year. Internally, it's been a rough year. But there's upsides. There are upsides. It's just so many negatives that can weigh it down too much, you know? Even when you have positives, there's sometimes negatives that'll still outweigh it. And I don't want to be depressed. I don't. Like, I'm always trying to make myself happy. Like, I am trying. But sometimes there's not always a lot of people to try with me, besides my family. Like, I love my family. I do. Because they're my family. But they're not always going to be there. They have their own lives. And they're limited. Like, they're limited too to their things. Just like me. Like, I'm limited. So, that's why I hope I make a lot of good friends up in the streamer top. And I say that the streamer top, like I'm gonna make it up there. Now that's a pipe dream. But like, having friends to play with and make friends with. I think the one thing I'm scared about is just the kinds of friends that I make. If they're genuine or if they betray me. I'm a very skeptical person. And my trust is always hard to earn. Which is why I've tried to be a bit open with like Mokuba, Cheesy, whenever they do talk. Excuse me. But I'm just hoping I make a lot of friends in a good community. And maybe one day my own family. I would love to find a love interest one day. And have a family of my own. I always have a lot of dreams of that kind of stuff, you know. A lot of dreams. A lot of things that I feel like will happen. Even though I don't know if it will. But sometimes I still dream about it. And hope for it. Because if I don't, then and same with the stories. Like I dream about them, sort of live within those worlds that I think about. Because if I don't dream about all this stuff, it feels like there's nothing to aspire to. There's just nothing in my future. And I don't want that. I want a future. This has probably gone long enough. This has gone long enough. Turn that off finally. But a part of me feels like I'm going to regret posting this on YouTube, but At least they'll be out there. At least that'll be the case. And I guess I'll do my same intro as usual. So to anyone that watches the end part of this, I guess. But without further ado, hope you enjoyed the TheSoulman stream. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to all the followers and subscribers. And I will see you all tomorrow for Axiom Verge. Bye-bye.